I want to tell you a story about my friend Matthew. He's a fairly normal guy. I mean, I guess you could say he has above average hair. Anyway, he's been in and out of cryptocurrency for several years now. Recently, Matthew had some bills come up and he was really in need of a bit of extra cash so he could take care of said bills and still put food on the table. Now, let me know if this part sounds familiar. Matthew decided that he would go back and check a few of his old Ethereum wallets that he used to use back in the day to see if there were any funds left over. Just a few months ago, I told him how I checked an old Ethereum wallet recently and found just over zero point 0.5 Ethereum inside, worth maybe a few $100s back then, but a couple thousand when I rediscovered it. So Matthew swiftly checked his old wallets, and to his surprise, he did indeed find a very small amount of Ethereum left over. But more interestingly, he noticed that, over the years, his wallet had collected hundreds, if not thousands of tokens in the form of what were airdrops, hosted by various projects that he'd never even heard of before. Matthew went ahead and paid his bills, but after hearing about this, I decided to check my older wallets as well, and sure enough, I had also received similar airdrops, some of which my wallet told me were worth hundreds of dollars. This no doubt piqued my interest, so I decided to dive deeper. And I too had never heard of most of these random projects, but there seemed to be a pattern amongst many of the names of the airdrop tokens. After further inspection, most of the airdrop tokens had names ending in a .com or .io. These were websites. It's no doubt the people who airdrop these tokens knew what they were doing, and I decided to play along. I went ahead and typed in one of the web addresses. It took me directly to what looked like a decentralized exchange dashboard, all prepared for me to swap the token in question for what the site claimed would be several $100s, all for tokens I didn't even know I had. For a split second, I was excited to possibly be getting such an easy payday, but there was one thing I had to do in order to swap these tokens, and that one thing was to connect my wallet. Instantly, I knew what was going on, and it was because of that split second of excitement that I felt that I knew I eventually had to make this video. What I was looking at on that website was in fact a carefully planned out and, I'll admit, pretty convincing looking scam. Thankfully, I had my experience in cryptocurrency to fall back on, allowing me to rather easily identify the fact that if I were to connect my wallet to this website, by the same time the next day, my wallet would have been drained. Unfortunately, I have to remind myself that not everyone has such experiences to rely on, and some people out there, no doubt, might have fallen for a scam such as this. And this is exactly why I'm telling you this story. It's for this reason, and a second one that I've commonly come across, that can result in airdrop tokens luring you into losing funds inside of your wallet. To summarize what we just went over, regardless of the blockchain you're on, be wary of airdrops that contain websites as their names. I recommend not visiting these sites as they may attempt to trick you into connecting your wallet by posing as a reputable exchange or tempting you with large, but fake, conversion rates for your tokens. Even if you know what you're doing, it's unlikely but possible that a site could inject malicious code into your browser and do who knows what with the information they receive. If you must, it's best to do external research about tokens you are unfamiliar with, such as locating them on CoinMarketCap, viewing their socials, and checking YouTube review videos to verify whether or not you may be dealing with a scam. It may be a bit of extra work, but saving your wallet from being compromised is worth every second of it, trust me. Moving on to reason number 2. My previous advice about vetting unknown tokens still applies, but if you do choose to interact with mysterious tokens, make sure to pay attention to the permissions you grant them within your wallet. Once again, it is rare, but if you aren't paying attention, you could very well provide a smart contract with the authority to spend funds within your wallet automatically, or from the contract side, without your further authorization. How would you feel losing hundreds or thousands of dollars knowing that if you had have just read a little more carefully to the prompts asking for your permission to access your MetaMask wallet, your funds would still be safe? These are the most common things to look out for from my experience when it comes to dealing with unknown airdrop funds in your wallet. But if you think there are any other potential scams that deserve some light shed upon them, please feel free to let me and others know in the comments, and I would appreciate it if you left a like on the video to help this information spread to more people. Who knows, you may just be responsible for someone else getting recommended this video and not losing their hard-earned cryptocurrency. That's all I have for you now. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.